I have been doing a lot of thinking about the future. Maybe that's because it is the beginning of 2026, or maybe that's because I've been going through some crazy life stuff, or because I'm in my early 30s and realizing time is flying by and there's still so much that I want to achieve and do. But a big piece of this for me is thinking about the idea of buying a home and what that home might look like. I am an avid vision boarder. I have a big imagination. I like to plan. I like to ideate. I live on Pinterest more than probably any other social platform. YouTube is definitely a close second. But lately, I have really been thinking a lot about what my dream home would look like, the features that it would have, where it would be, the layout, the aesthetics of the house. Part of why I've been thinking about this a lot is because I myself have been going through some things over the past year and beyond, and 2026 is already a little crazy, so I would not mind a little fantasizing for the next 20 to 30 minutes if you want to do that with me. Before we get started on today's video, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, BetterHelp. One of my goals for this year was taking more time for myself and to fill my own cup up, because 2025, while there were many highs, there were also a lot of moments that left me feeling depleted and low. And for me personally, therapy has been an amazing tool for knowing myself more, understanding my patterns, and being able to process the things in my life while also having the support of a licensed therapist. I live alone, I work alone, I keep my circle pretty small, so it's really nice to have a neutral third party who does have my best interest, but also isn't so directly involved in my life to really help guide and assist you in navigating life. BetterHelp makes it easier to start therapy by matching you with a licensed therapist based on your needs and preferences. For example, I am part of the LGBTQ community. It's really helpful to have therapists that understand your unique journey and experiences. If in the case you're matched with a therapist that you're really not vibing with, BetterHelp allows you to switch at any time. It is an amazing service that has helped so many people. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, stuck in your head, or you just want someone to talk to help understand your feelings a little bit better, I really recommend checking out BetterHelp. You can click the link on screen or in the description box to get 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. Love you, BetterHelp, so much. Really appreciate you for sponsoring this video. Now let's move right along. The first thing that I would really like for my dream home, and this might sound super simple, but in my experience of living in different places, it has made a difference in the way that I like to live, and that is having a house where everything is on one floor. I currently live in a house that is 2 floors. My house before, you walked into like the upper level first, and then you walked down to my bedroom. Out of all the different places that I've lived, I feel the most connected to the space when I'm not having to go up and down stairs or travel a long distance to go from one room to another. There is something really nice about everything being on one level. And I kind of see my dream house as being this one level but wide home. I remember one time my ex and I were touring houses for him to rent, and one of the spaces was this new build apartment, very little usable space. It was like there'd be one room on a floor, and the next one would be like 8 feet of space to put a table and a side chair, and then the next floor would be like a bathroom with a kitchen. It was really strange and PC, and I have found that for the way that I like to live, I really want my space to flow and feel connected. I promise I'm not lazy. I just don't like the concept of going up and down for different needs throughout the day. I guess in some ways it's kind of nice to have different segments to your home depending on how you live. I don't really want my house to feel like a series of destinations. I want to feel like when I'm in the home, I'm able to exist freely and openly in all the different spots. Another similar piece of this is that I currently live on a very steep hill, and I think I prefer living on a more even piece of land. Of course, when you live in LA, it's a little tricky because it's a very mountainous place to live. That one's not entirely a non-negotiable to me, but I do know that I want my house to be one level. I don't want a place that's 2 or 3 stories tall. tall. That's just too much. The next thing I really want my dream home is wood paneling. I feel like this is something I've talked about before, and it kind of got trendy for a while. Obviously, it had its time back in like the 60s. I don't know when the era was where wood paneling was a huge thing, but for me, it's always just read cozy, and it's brought such a warm, natural element into the home. I've never lived somewhere with wood paneling. I guess in the closet of my last house, weirdly, the closet was made out of wood paneling. I think someone in my comments when I did my house tour told me that was to keep moths out. I don't know if that's true or not, but I love the idea of having this in a main living space or a library or a den, or I just love the warmth of it. I like that it feels very enveloping. There's something about it that just reads safe to me. Aesthetically speaking, I'm also really drawn to cabins and lake houses, lodges, like spaces that feel almost like a retreat. So to have this feature somewhere in my home would be really ideal. A similar but different thing is having grass cloth on the walls. I was actually on a ski trip recently here in California, and the Airbnb that we were staying at was aesthetically really cool. And one thing that I loved was the grass cloth. I thought to myself, even though it's very different looking from wood paneling, there's something about it that kind of gives that like warm, organic feeling to a space. I thought the grass cloth looked really cool. It just adds texture, and I really like that. If you haven't figured it out yet, I love things that are cozy. Fireplaces are like the coziest thing. I, even during the summer, burn my fire every morning. I'll make coffee. My dog and I will sit by the fire. I'll read or journal or watch YouTube. It is just such a nice thing to have. Also practically to keep you warm, because like in this house I'm in now, the insulation is not that great. So it's genuinely so cold in the morning. Even if I turn the heat on, it doesn't work as quickly or effectively as turning the fireplace on does. So yeah, fireplaces are the best. The fireplace must be like stone or brick. I'm absolutely not interested in anything super glossy or glam or marble or anything of that nature. Actually, if I weren't to do a material like stone or brick, I was talking to my friend Rob the other day, and he mentioned that he was going to do a covering on his fireplace and turn it into stainless steel, which I think is so sick. But yeah, fireplaces are the best. I think a lot of people, when they think of dream homes, tend to go for like conversation pits and all that, and those are cool, but for me, it's a fireplace. That's where I want to gather around. The next thing, and this might not age the best, but I think having a little nook with a booth, or like, is it called banquet seating? Just an area of my home in the dining room or off the kitchen that feels reminiscent of a cafe. My morning coffee is so important to me. Something about having this in my home would be very cozy. Another alternative to this that I think would be really cool is having this kind of like built-in banquet seating in the living room along a window. I love like built-in seating. I like built-ins in general. Those are something that I would definitely want a lot of in my dream home. On the topic of dining, another thing that I really want in my dream home is a huge dining table. I was in Paris a couple weeks ago, and my friend Rob and I went to the antique market, and we just saw the most insane furniture. But one of the things that really stood out to me there were these huge tables that just looked like you could have the best dinner parties there. And for most people, the type of home that I currently live in can't accommodate a table that big. But in my dream home, I definitely would like to have this and have some cool like antique seating. I love dining chairs. I love chairs in general. They're like one of my favorite pieces of furniture, but I dream of hosting people more. I don't do it at all with where I'm currently at in life, but spiritually, I feel like I'm meant to be a host for dinner parties. I love bringing people together. I love good conversation. I love intimate environments. And maybe it's just gonna take me getting a big dining table to make that happen. And this leads me actually to my next must-have in my home. I have not had the best kitchens in my past few houses. My kitchen now is fine, but I actually really love to cook. And I have found in my experience that when your kitchen does not inspire you, it is really hard to want to cook. And I think if I had a kitchen that really gave me space, beautiful cabinetry and tile, great appliances that functioned, and maybe even a really big island or a skylight, I would be in there all the time. I'm actually such a food and beverage person, but I feel like I've really fallen out of that. And it's one of my goals for this year to start cooking for myself more. It's had me thinking a lot about what I would want my dream kitchen to look like. Having something that's spacious and inviting setting where people can congregate and talk while another person is cooking. And I just see it being a spot for leaning and talking and lounging and hanging out. And I like the look of there being like pots and pans everywhere and cutting boards and cool knives. That's what I'm thinking for my kitchen. I feel like a common theme with my different points is that I really want to host more, because my next one is talking about having a much bigger outdoor space. I love a patio. I love a porch. I like nature. I love trees and very lush environments. I think it'd be cool to have some of the materials used inside also be used outside. I also feel like, as someone who's rented for most of my life, I've not really had a fair chance of designing an outdoor space and like really making it what I want it to be. I've kind of just always gone with the flow of whatever available outdoor area that I have with the houses that I've rented. I love those big brick fireplaces you see outside sometimes, or a fire pit. Fire pits are great. I just think it's really cool when nature and architecture coexist. Our next one might come across a little strange, but that is having a hidden spa or like a hidden bathroom where I can go and seclude myself. And this is inspired by actually a house that my dad was remodeling when I was really young. I remember I was like 9, maybe 10 years old, and I went with my dad to one of his job sites, and the woman he was remodeling this house for had requested that in her office library area, there was a bookshelf you could push and it would open up, and inside of that bookshelf you could walk through. It was like a door and go into this huge hidden bathroom. My bathrooms in my past few places have left a lot to be desired. I also really want a shower with a rain shower head. And honestly, I want water spraying from all angles inside the shower. And I want the shower to be huge and spacious. I just feel like the transition from being in a library office, grabbing a book off the shelf and then pressing the door in and going in there to read and spend the next few hours, it just sounds so ideal. I need that. But I love the idea of a hidden room. And yeah, kind of a weird point, I think. Some of you might think so, but having a hidden room in a house sounds really cool. The next thing is having an area with really interesting tile or stonework. And this is really inspired by my last house that I lived in. It was right beside a Frank Lloyd Wright home. The whole home was built of these really cool stones with these different figures, symbols, and imagery. It's kind of almost like built-in art in the house. Luckily, here in California, a lot of places have cool tiling. The next thing I would love in my dream home is an area with painted wood floors. I feel like this looks especially good on old, sort of dilapidated wood floors. This isn't gonna be for everyone, but I think that this looks so sick. I'm not a fan of accent walls, but I am a fan of accent colored flooring. I really love the look of this so much. Specifically this one with the red. I feel like that just looks so cool. The next thing is windows. A lot of windows, big windows with a lot of natural light. I also love skylights. I think for someone like myself who is in the house a lot, works from the house, also is filming content in my house, the more natural light, the merrier. I also really love the look of unique window placements. I also love stained glass and textured glass. This would be really cool to have in a bathroom, maybe in my secret bathroom. Another niche thing that I really like is when windows come together on the corner of a house. I see windows as almost like a lens into or out of the home, and with that lens, you can really shape the way that light comes through. If you have textured glass, it'll look like really interesting the way the light comes through, or if the glass is colored, that's also really cool. This is just one of those really unique features that I think would be awesome to have in my dream home. A really cool front door. And I'm undecided about this one because there's so many front doors that I see, especially when I was in Paris. There were so many cool doors. I mean, there's cool architecture everywhere, but I saw so many cool doors. I was constantly taking pictures of them. The front door, it's the entry point of the house. It's what like sets the tone for you before you even get into the house. I'm not really 100% sure what style of front door that I would go for. I guess it would depend on the style of my home and making sure that it aesthetically made sense with everything else that I had going on. But yeah. Okay guys, that is our video for today. Hopefully you got a few ideas for your future dream home. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please be sure to also do that so you don't miss anything that I post. Got a lot of cool content coming up in 2026 and I don't want you to miss it. And if you don't follow me on Instagram and TikTok, please be sure to do that. I post different content over there, so you might enjoy it. I feel like it's a little more fashion, beauty, and fragrance oriented. So if you're into that stuff, definitely go check it out. Thank you for taking the time to hang out and dream with me. Bye guys.